once the little creature injects the DNA into Grant, he starts becoming more and more and more of this entity, this creature, and he becomes very, very octopus-like. He ends up at one point with an octopus arm, and it was the most weirdest scene. They actually had they tied my arm behind me to my belt, and then they put the octopus arm onto my shoulder, and it was about from here to about around here, and it thinned down as it went along, and along with the octopus arm, the tentacle, they had a puppeteer at the end with a long stick and manipulating it like this. So it was like the actor along with a puppeteer, along with having my arm duct taped to my belt, and just learning how to flip this thing around so it looked really natural. And so it was a combination of all those things. It was very practical, very, very cool. But after it was all over and done, they untaped my arm from the belt. I realized that my arm had been out of the socket the entire time.
Oh my God.
And it's still like probably about an inch high bone spur on my shoulder right now that's been there ever since.
Wow.
And I didn't even realize I was in such pain because you're concentrating so much on the scene. And then after everything was over, and you realize, oh, this hurts.
That was like when there was the scene, Andrea, with RV Zombie, when the RV Zombie came in. I didn't feel particularly well after I shot that scene, and I was like, giving myself a hard time. I was like, come on, you're tougher than that. And I went and got a massage, and they were like, Miss Holden, do you realize you have 4 ribs out of place? And they had to pop them back in. So I was walking around, but the other thing that we're also crazy on The Walking Dead is that if we didn't end up in the hospital in some way, if we didn't have a rib out of joint, we kind of didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
And you're like, dumb, you've been brainwashed into thinking, I earned this! Damn it, I earned this! Hip on a mic.
Yeah, everyone loves a good battle scar.
I earned this damn
It
concussion.
doesn't count unless you get really hurt. Don't
I
use it home.
earned this.
Yeah.
That's not true, we did not earn it. We didn't get paid for it yet.
One day.
Check this in the mail.
Maybe someday. Oh my God.
Right, Maria, where are you? Maria, what's your question?
Hi, my name is actually Rory, and
Oh my
I was
God.
wondering what inspired you to become an actress and actor, and what would be advice for someone who would also like to join the business?
Well, my advice, I mean, everybody's different. I'm sure Michael has a completely different thing. I think that it's really important for everybody to have an education before becoming an actor. Getting a liberal arts education, because it's a very up and down business. There's so many factors that go into it that it's really important to have. I hate saying a backup plan, because you get an education, you learn so much about the world, and that helps you so much in your work. But the reason I became an actor is that I love stories, and I love art, and I think that is the one thing that bonds humanity. Whether it's watching a film, a play, seeing a sculpture. There are some things that are universal that make us all feel like we're not alone, and I loved to be part of that. But I think it's essential. We've become very into social media, and everything's gotten very reality-based. But I know that all the actors on The Walking Dead, myself included, are really trained actors. I mean, I studied in the theater. I have earned my chops, because you cannot do challenging material unless you've really worked hard at understanding your craft. And it is a craft. You don't just kind of get up and do it. There is you know, it's an education. So I would suggest finding the best theater company you can, and reading every play, and watching every play, and just working on really amazing material, and you'll just grow and expand, and then you'll be able to do anything.
Good answer. I think I'm going to keep it a little shorter and let you know that everybody's got their own way. I did go to theater school, but I got to tell you, when it all, bottom line, the only thing that I go back to, out of all the stuff that I trained in, and all the stuff that I learned while I was there, the one thing that I always use is trusting my own instincts. And those cannot be taught. They cannot be given to you by anyone. They don't come with experience. It's on the inside. It just happens. You just have to go with your own instincts. And you can, of course, you learn technique. Of course, you learn all this stuff. Of course, you gain all kinds of experiences. But I gotta tell you, man, when you like feel that, oh God, no, this is wrong. I don't know. I just don't feel right. You know, then you gotta go. You gotta figure out why. And in the process of figuring out why you don't feel like the scene is working. The scene ends up working. And many times you don't even know how the scene ends up working. It's just there. And it's wow. And you just go, you know, I just went with it, you know. And you know, in film, especially in film, it works well in film because they can just say cut. You know, and they edit and stuff like that. But in theater, you know, training for theater is really an intense thing, and you're gonna need it. You're gonna learn it on the job training. But I gotta tell you, if you got a little training beforehand, it's really gonna help. You know?
And we have time for one last question. Maria, actual Maria.
Hi, my question is for both of you guys. Is there any future projects that you've heard about and that you would like to be a part of?
I don't know, have you heard of something? They never tell me diddly squat, man. I gotta tell you, they never tell me anything. And all of a sudden, I'm casting something, I read on the internet, I'm casting this project. And I'm going like, I am? How come I'm not getting paid? You got that, right? IMDb, all of a sudden IMDb says, oh, by the way, you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you have this in post-production. I said, it's in post-production. I don't remember doing it. You know, are you kidding me? So, you know, whenever you hear about something really cool, call me up, you know, because I never hear about the good stuff. I mean, I only hear when I'm halfway through the job, and all of a sudden it comes out in the news and I'm actually doing something. So, yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know, we actors keep their stuff secret. Because I think a lot of us are a bit, you know, they take the salt over the shoulders with it. And
Yeah, there's a lot of superstition that if you talk about something, that somehow it'll evaporate. So
yeah. So you sort of keep it.
Play things really close to the vest. I mean, the one thing that I can say that I'm doing is I am spending a lot of this summer being involved in rescue efforts to help get kids out of traffic situations, and that is my 100% primary focus. I'm going to promote Dumb and Dumber 2, and I'll do another TV series with them, but for now, I just my heart is with these kids. That's where I want to be.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. Please give it up one more time.